have indicated that there was no way that we wanted to exclude an engagement with the Jewish community, if you'd remember. We said what we believed should happen as the ANC in this province, we should meet. We met the Muslim community, we've met the Christian community, and we were then also having to meet the Jewish community. That was the approach.
There is a perception that at times the Jewish community in South Africa, on what the sum total of the engagement on South Africa with South Africa leadership, is at times only around, as if they're speaking on behalf of the Israeli government. I'm saying that's a perception. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying that's a perception. I'm saying very senior leaders in the African National Congress possibly hold such a perception. There is a perception that when violence, when continued illegal occupations and all that outside of what was agreed upon, that you are very silent on those things. There is that perception. The question is, what is the renewed form of engagement? So
you need to forgive me if I'm a little frustrated and possibly skeptical about that possibility, because I'll remind you that we met a year ago and we began a very similar conversation, and I felt very confident and very warm about the interchange that we had, and in fact very upbeat when I left that we were on the beginning of a really meaningful opportunity on behalf of the Board of Deputies and your office to begin exactly what you're suggesting, a dialogue. I am getting to a question, John, bear with me. How are we going to take your commitment to dialogue seriously in light of my disappointing experience this past year?
I don't expect to convince you. I don't think anybody is going to convince you. We're not going to agree. I respect your right, Mr. Temba's right, to have a different view to me vis-a-vis Palestine. What I would like is to increase our engagement, because there is no way that the truth sits completely with you or completely with me. There has to be a way for us to dialogue in this way in order to better come to an understanding together.
One of the things that the ANC have done, not just on international matters, on all matters, was to say whether you are an ANC member or not, engage with the policy proposals that went to the policy conference and finally will go to Mangaung next week. The question is, have you taken up that offer that was made? Because the ANC does not ask only ANC members to influence its policies. And I think if you haven't, why not? Why don't you? Because we've done it in various kind of ways. We've had public processes with different people. They're not all ANC members. They were to go and shape those positions that are going to Mangaung next week. And if it hasn't happened, I think the door remains open to continuously engage with the ANC with regards to policy positions.
People amongst the Jewish community active in the African National Congress. That's where we need you. Because if you're not there, Johnny, it can't come from a sectoral. The ANC, the beauty of the movement is that in June, when people came together, so that's the beauty of being active within the ANC. You can actually make a difference. The voice of the Jewish community possibly could not be heard that much anymore, because my reading in political, and we can engage on that, and now I'm speaking as the leader of the ANC, possibly you started to withdraw a little bit. And was that withdrawal justified? And should you be able to be much more engaging on? So that's where I want to thank you for the frankness of the engagement. I specifically want to say to Lee that when they came to our offices, they were very frank. However, we do believe that we want to engage further, and I think we've opened. Let's find a way. We don't need to meet too regularly, but possibly twice a year we need to have this type of engagement.
In terms of the Muslim community, right, with whom we have so much in common, as well as certain differences. What is important here is that while you showed a great sensitivity and feeling for bringing together faith-based groups, at that level even, we are not being successful. We are being successful in a very minimal way, because the minute, even at faith-based level, at bodies such as, for example, the Western Cape Religious Leaders Forum or Cape Town Interfaith Initiative, inevitably the discussion, no matter what the topic is, comes back to the Middle East conflict. And for me, that is a great sadness and a lost opportunity. So my question, which I raised also, you know, having discussed that with you at our previous meeting, is, can you play a role in bringing those two communities, leadership and the communities themselves, together?
But I will commit myself. I will commit myself to get out of this room and meet the MJC leadership and the Muslim community leadership at large and communicate what this was. That I can commit myself to.